Okay. Listen, guys. Pence is really bad, okay? A President Pence would be fucking terrible. A nightmare, in fact. However, if Trump is fully impeached, like the Senate decides to, prosecute him, and he is removed from the presidency by force, imagine how powerful that would be. There is about a year left. It's almost a year now. About a year left of Trump's presidency, assuming he doesn't get impeached. Which means if he does get impeached and Pence takes his place, he would be in office for a year. And he can do a lot of bad things in a year. He can. But imagine the message it would send. Imagine how powerful it would be if Trump was fully impeached. Like, all the Trumpsters will have just been fucking... Do you think Trump will get re-elected? He can't. If he gets impeached, he can't. Pence doesn't have Trump's charisma. He won't be supported by the Trump-tards quite as much. I don't know. I really feel like it might be worth it. I know, Pence is fucking terrible. Pence is evil. Pence is a fucking ghoul. Pence is a fucking ghoul, alright? I hate Pence. But for Trump is he's such a caricature, right? He's the physical embodiment of conservatives, right? Unbelievably stupid, a fucking clown, ugly as hell. It can barely speak. No concept of science. He's a anti-vaxxer. He at one point claimed that maybe the reason why so many kids have autism is because of all the vaccines they get. I think that's what he said. He said he believes that climate change is a Chinese conspiracy theory. He's unbelievably stupid, anti-science, anti-higher education. He's just the embodiment of conservatism. And he's a sexual predator. Another piece of embodiment of conservatism. He is their mascot. So for him to get impeached, even if it meant we had to fucking sit through a whole year of Pence, it would be worth it. I feel like it would be worth it, because not every ideological battle is won in policy and elections. Sometimes it's won in technical or figurative wins, you know? Like the message, the symbolism of Trump being impeached probably would matter more than his actual being removed from office. I don't think all that much would change if he was fully removed from office. I don't know. This may be like a crazy, because I know some of you guys are saying Pence would be a nightmare, but I don't know. I feel like it would probably be worth it to tank a year of Pence to get Trump out of the office, just because of the message it would send at the very least. I don't know. And Bernie Sanders is a gilf. He is indeed. If Trump would get impeached, we'd get Biden versus Pence, mein Gott. I know, it would be fucking terrible, but I feel like Biden would win over Pence. Like, don't get me wrong, Biden would fucking win. And let's be honest, it would send a big message. But let's be honest, it's probably going to come to Biden v. Trump in 2020. I think we all kind of know it. In 2020, it's going to be Biden versus Trump. Do you guys agree? I feel like that's probably where we're at, right? I kind of think it's going to be Warren. I don't know, because isn't Biden, like, just... They're both ghouls, yeah, but... Because I feel like Trump is probably the go-to for the Republican Party. He's already president. Unless he gets impeached, then he can't do it, but... His supporters would still vote for him anyway. They'd vote him in for the fucking empty ballot thing that you can do. You can fucking write anybody in there. You want to know some dumb shit? I think it was like 2% of people or something wrote Harambe in the ballot on election day for the president. 2%, I think it was. Like a significant amount, like enough to swing the election, voted for Harambe. This is why we need to start executing Zoomers in-game. Holy fuck. I disagree. Biden's only kept afloat by inflated polls. Reps always bitch about a silent majority they represent, but like a lot of other lies, they're wrong. Many disenfranchised voters are more leftist and pro-Bernie, but avoid the dumbass polls. Slothing about, I honestly would never bet my money on many disfranchised voters being more leftist than like just pro-Bernie, you know? Like, I don't feel like in America we have a lot of leftists. I feel like, leftists are a somewhat rare breed in America. Will probably be Warren as the compromise candidate. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be Biden. He's just so fucking... He's such an easy pick for them. I don't know. It just seems like it's going to happen. I think you're counting the younger voters coming up. It's accurate. I think if you're counting the younger voters coming up, it's accurate. So here's the problem. I feel like with younger voters, like people who were maybe 16... Because I was 16 during the 2016... Or I was 17 during the 2016 election. I wasn't old enough to vote. But the people who were 16 back then, or even 15, people who were 15 back when Trump got elected are going to be 18 and old enough to vote this election. But I feel like, I maybe this is giving it too much credit, but I feel like the alt-right rabbit hole has probably pulled enough young people down that this new generation of people who are going to be voting in 2020 might actually end up being full-on conservatives and alt-righters. I don't know, it just seems like that's the case. You missed the election day by 8 days? That's gotta fucking sting. No, side, you have to be 18 to vote in America. Like, so this is so fucked up. Okay. In America, you can vote, die for your country by getting drafted and going out to war, even voluntarily doing it, and you can smoke, but you can't drink till you're 21. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. Keep in mind the number of shootings in schools has probably influenced those voters because they saw how Republicans act in defense of the NRA while one side actively tries to solve the issue. Listen, slothing about, I don't know where you live, okay? And maybe I'm talking specifically from my experience, okay? But where I live, every single person I grew up with going through high school and middle school are extremely pro-gun. Pro-NRA, pro-gun, pro-Trump. They're like, holy fuck, God, these people, they're the culty kind of Trump supporters, right? Like, I don't know if you've seen these people, but like unironically, like, just they would suck Trump's dick if they had the opportunity. Like, look at almost any Trump post on Twitter. Let's see. Yeah, how about this? Let's see if there's one of them. Here's one. Look how fucking cultish this is. It's shameful what these greedy, power-hungry politicians have done to our government. We asked you to hashtag drain the swamp, but I never imagined it was this bad. I really didn't. I'm sorry for what you were subjected to. We owe you a debt we can never repay. God bless at President of the United States. Heart, flag, praying emoji. Like, these are the top comments. They're like this. They always have the fucking hearts, American flags, and praying emojis in them. And they're just, like, unbelievably fucking culty. These kind of people. Not just the Trump supporters who are racists and Republicans, so they voted Trump, but, like cult members, basically. Would I ever support a Warren/Bernie ticket? Yeah, against Trump, and especially if Bernie's in it. What is your opinion on gun control? Okay. Listen, I like guns. Guys, I like guns. I like guns. However, there is a problem. But I'm not going to ignore the undeniable evidence that most deaths done with guns in America are suicides. Okay, if you have a gun in your house, you're way more likely to end up successfully committing suicide. However, I'm a big fan of gun rights, but I do think there's a problem. I do think something has to be done. I don't know what. I'm still trying to form. I'm still trying to form this opinion. I love guns. I have them. I am a fan. I think it's important that the working class is armed. Hashtag arm the working class. You know. But seeing these like mass shootings happening every fucking other week when they don't happen in any other place in the world, and except for like fucking third world countries, I think it's a problem. I think it's a big, big problem. Pig Puncher, if you want cult members, check out Libertarians. My sister brought me a pamphlet and creepy comic they produced. Secretly had Nazi symbolisms, full-on swastika. With Libertarians? Yeah, I know. Libertarians are stupid, but I didn't know it was that bad. Pig Puncher, universal background checks? Oh, 100%. Okay. So, I believe it's completely, like, you don't need any type of license or background check to buy bullets in America. I don't think that's the case. Like, I literally have a box of bullets right there. I don't think you actually need any type of ID to buy bullets in America. A gun, yes. No background, like, but with bullets, no background check or anything, I would probably make that. That would have to happen if it's the case that there isn't already that set up. But I hate leftists who are like, but violent revolution. Shut up, Ava. Listen, arming the working class is important. It is. Let's invoke the devil so that this shit goes viral. Dude, we don't have guns in Norway, and there hasn't been a school shooting since 2009, and that was the first one ever. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. There's clearly a problem. Things can't stay the way they are. Even if you are pro-gun, there's a fucking problem. This shit doesn't happen in Australia. It happened in New Zealand, and there was a 50-person death count, and that's like now record-breaking fucking... That's like a fucking mark on New Zealand's history forever now. Kids are gonna read about that in history books in New Zealand in like 100 years or so, assuming it's... Most of it isn't underwater from fucking... like, fucking climate change. Like... That was it was a terror attack. But, like, these things don't really happen in other countries. And when they do, it's fucking insane. But when it happens here in America, like, when I hear that a school shooting happened, like 20 kids died, I'm just like, another one, huh? That fucking sucks. Another reason, hey, the NRA's not letting any legislation get past this one. That's for damn sure. Oh, I can't wait for the Republicans to start saying, but the bodies aren't even cold. Why are you trying to politicize this? Hey, Niggs 1999. Thank you for the $2 donation. I appreciate it, brother. Let me just go ahead and boop. There we go. Got it updated. I know it's not guaranteed, but let's not assume Biden Warren's gonna win. It's so defeatist to assume the corporatists will win, are gonna win. I mean, it's defeatist, but it's also pretty fucking... It's pretty reasonable, I think. Hey, Kindness, I haven't seen you in chat in a while, dude. Thoughts and prayers. Yeah, the fucking thoughts and prayers. Don't politicize it. The bodies aren't even cold yet. It's so fucking obnoxious. It's actually one of the things that makes me fully convinced that Republicans, well, conservatives in general, but Republicans are like subhuman levels of evil. Just so fucking terrible. Like literally, like enemies of humanity as a whole. Just go through the portrayal of how men should die throughout the entire Western history, and also some Eastern ideologies. What are you talking about? I don't even know what that was. Republicans are textbook fascist. Oh my, yeah, they are. And then on top of that, I love it when fucking centrists and conservatives say that the leftists are the true fascists, when literally they don't know the definition of fascists. It's literally a form of right-wing authoritarian ultra-nationalism characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition, and strong regimentation of society and of the economy, which came in prominence in the early 20th century Europe. Like, no leftist is a fascist. There are no fascist leftists. If you're a fascist, you cannot be a leftist. Just cover the children with bulletproof prayers. That'll solve everything. Yeah, I mean... So I have two uncles, and one of them... They both hate Trump. They're both Democrats. I mean, they're very much liberals. They're very much Democrats. They both own guns. They're both, that's their thing. All right. And so when I talk to either of them, one of them is like, so one of my uncles is he's a Democrat and he's a liberal, but he's the good guy with a gun argument. He's like, if I was there, I would have fucking shot the school shooter. He's that kind of guy. He's that motherfucker. And then the other one is much more reasonable, I would say. And he's like, listen, if you were in that situation, you would shit yourself and you would run away and you would hide. That's what everyone does when they're in that situation. And the few times when the good guy with a gun does come out, it ends up getting more people hurt. My cousin, 45 years old, joked that he was a white nationalist. He also told me to take the red pill and public schools are brainwashing me. Leftist snowflake, your 45-year-old cousin who was joking wasn't fucking joking. That's what white nationalists and Nazis do. They pretend to joke about their beliefs, but in reality, their way of red pilling people is to joke about it until the hit really lands, as fucking ER said. Like, Pig Puncher, same sister that gave me the Nazi/libertarian pamphlets, also does the NPC left or real fascist meme. I also had to hold her down for 3 hours of conversation to get her to recite to me the definition of fascism. Go figure. Yeah, I mean, like, they're fucking stupid. Like, they're impossibly fucking stupid. It blows me away. Yeah, no way our government's Stalinist schools are indoctrinating us. No way. Hey, Awesome Jossum, thank you so much for following on Twitch. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just not happening. Also, this whole fucking argument that, like, the schools and the universities are, like, indoctrination camps to turn your kids into leftists is so fucking stupid. So, in reality, what happens is, when you go to college and you get a higher education, you find out how bad capitalism is. You learn a lot of history. You learn a lot of economics. You learn a lot about socioeconomics and things like this, and you realize that conservatism is really bad, right? And you realize that capitalism is really bad. And once you've kind of gained this higher education, you're most likely not going to be a conservative unless you end up becoming extremely wealthy and you pursue conservatism, not so much because of an ideology, but because of your own personal gain. That's one way. But that's why conservatives hate higher education so much. It's why they demonize it. Conservatives like to demonize colleges by saying, oh, fucking Marxist professors are turning our kids into fucking mindless leftists and Stalinists and stuff. Not the case. It's just an anti-intellectual... hey, thank you so much, Chavone, thank you so much for following. It's just an anti-intellectual agenda that conservatives have. Why leftist snowflake keeps getting purged/muted? What the fuck? Vash's video about Nazis and how frequently they appear mentally ill really clicks with this conversation. My sister is bipolar and a college dropout with low self-esteem. Nazis and fascists thrive on these damaged folk. Yeah, Vash's video, I watched it this morning, but I also watched it live when it was happening. You can see me in the chat of the video. Me and Vash are good friends. He's 100% spot on. He's 100 fucking percent spot on in this video. He goes here. He goes into him and Flamenco, who is a Nazi's DMs here.
Flamenco was a really, really good example. Like, do you guys want to see some shit? Look at this.
Look at this. This is fucking insane. He did the same shit to me. He did the same shit to me. Just endless fucking messages, regardless of, like, response. Except, I blocked him, because he was annoying the fuck out of me, and I block annoying fuckers on Discord. Not on Twitter, but on Discord. And he made a shit ton of alts. And then, whenever he gets blocked, he gets so triggered, he goes to, like, to fucking try to dox breadtubers like me and Vosh. It's this weird obsessive. Also, I've been alerted, particularly by some friends of Flamenco's who are, well, not friends, but people who know Flamenco really well, that he is extremely autistic. I'm not trying to be ableist here. I'm being completely, like, honest here. He is, like, apparently barely functional in real life. Like, he had to drop out of college or something because he was so unable to function in public. Like, yeah, these are the kind of people that Nazis target. This is not a surprise to me. But even beyond that, Nazis also target people that are just stupid, without any disability besides just being fucking dumb. Like, that's what they do. They're fucking monsters, and that's their goal. And they have this anti-intellectual agenda that they push, and it's really, really fucked up. Here's the thing: Nazis work through conspiracy theories, and the people who believe conspiracies do it for reasons of feeling like there's some control and order in the world. Yeah, maybe. Pig Puncher, also on the spectrum. It's not ableist to say fascists target those people stupid or neurotypical. They're monsters that target the vulnerable rather than policies in place to help them. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, Flamenco, who is cripplingly disabled because of his severe autism, it would be in his best interest to vote Democrat or to vote for, like, lefties, you know? Yeah, that would be in his best interest. But he doesn't realize that because he's a Nazi. So he's going to vote for, you know, the nationalists, the fucking pseudo-fascists and whatnot, the crypto-fascists and whatnot. He's going to vote for them because of, like, some sort of fucking, like, ideology that he holds rather than what is actually, like, pragmatically best for him. And that's what all these Nazis do. Pig Puncher, from my understanding of fascism, it is that it is complicated and some try to come up with a definition of fascism, but I once saw a video that explains that fascism essentially is when a group believes that their group was once great because of them. We have lost their way, and it's because of them we became the only... Okay, yeah. Listen, Project Unidad. Fascism's pretty well defined, and that does sound pretty fascist. That's basically the Nazi ideology, and with the them being the Jews, you know? But fascism is a form of right-wing authoritarian ultranationalism. It's conservative. It means you want to go back. You're usually a nationalist, racist. Yeah, it's all those things. You got it. My mother's side of the family is very conservative. I'm really sorry to hear that. Pig Puncher, the time I was the most depressed and physically unwell was also the time I was the chuddiest. Same. Banana pudding, same. Like, for me, I was like 17. I hadn't lost my V card just yet. I did shortly after. But, like, that was one of the big things that, like, kind of pushed me into the chuddiness. A lot of, like, the gamer bro, femoid, squad W shit. Oh my god. You know the fucking Trainwrecks rant? Have you guys heard the like, back in the day when Trainwrecks did that fucking speech talking about how the booby streamers on Twitch? Like, that shit, I watched that shit to get hyped up for the gym. That's the kind of chud I was when I was going down the rabbit hole. What the fuck? I need to get White Nervosa to turn that bot off, because it's really fucking you up, Leftist Snowflake. Pig Puncher the time... Oh, yeah. Damn it. Leftist Snowflake. Yeah, if you at somebody too many times in a row, Leftist Snowflake, the bot yeets you, so just be careful. I don't know. Like, I just really think this is something that needs to be talked about. Conservatives are just fucking ghouls. We gotta do something about it. We gotta do something in Minecraft, of course.